I had Samantha. I'd say Kit.
Josephine.
And I had a bitty baby. Molly.
Kirsten.
I had Kristen.
Yeah.
I want to say Kristen.
The Indian one.
Actually, maybe I had 3. And then I had one more, but I don't remember which one.
I think I played with Kristen for like half a year.
A good 4 or 5 years.
I played with them until my sister drew on them.
In 1986, the first 3 American Girl dolls, Samantha, Molly, and Kirsten, became available for purchase. Since that time, nearly 20 million American Girl dolls have been sold. Each doll comes with a story about her life and her period of time, helping to personify the complex events of American history for children starting around age 6. At least that was their original intent. Holden Caulfield of The Catcher in the Rye would have appreciated the intent of the dolls, especially because they were aimed at older children. They help keep children young, something that Holden values. However, as the dolls became more popular and the demand increased, the company became less about the dolls' histories and more about mimicking the dolls' owners. Holden would have hated this because a company who he would have seen as keeping children young was now becoming a victim or a prostitute to consumerism. Consumerism is so powerful that it can alter the genetics of a company. Expansion becomes the only goal of a product or corporation once consumerism is involved. Because American Girl dolls were practically an instant hit, the company never really struggled with money. This did not stop them, however, from continually trying to increase their sale revenue. The company's advertising, all of which has been extremely successful, consists of the simple presence of dolls in friends' homes, a monthly catalog, and an online website. This is directly correlated with what the Affluenza article says about advertising aimed at children. Quote, from 1980 to 1997, the amount spent on children's advertising rose from $100 million to $1.5 billion per year, end quote. It's not surprising that the dolls were created during this time, and their sales and variability in merchandise increased drastically. According to the book Cinderella Ate My Daughter by Peggy Orenston, quote, by 1998, the Pleasant Company was pulling down more than $300 million in annual sales, end quote. This was only 12 years after the first 3 American Girl dolls debuted. Only 6 of the now 15 dolls had been made, and not one of the American Girl places had even opened yet. This money did not just come from purchasing the dolls in their historical attire. There was so much more. American Girl dolls generally appeal to children between 6 and 11 years old. But regardless, these dolls keep girls young. Prior to American Girl dolls, kids stopped playing with dolls around age 7, but with American Girl dolls, the playtime could last for a few more years. This was appealing to parents and certainly influenced the purchase of the new dolls. According to Orenstein, quote, the appeal to parents is the same. Both lines tacitly promise to keep girls young and safe from sexualization, end quote. Likewise, Holden Caulfield from The Catcher in the Rye would have supported these dolls because he wants children to stay young and innocent for as long as possible while still being educated. Parents enjoyed that their daughters had something to learn from these dolls. Some girls, like myself, enjoyed reading all of the stories, learning each girl's history or at least the history of the dolls owned. However, not everyone was so excited about learning history from their toys.
I hated her old-fashioned.
And she had
Kirsten was like the oldest, I think. She was like the most boring American Girl doll. I think she was an original. She had really ugly clothes. I had her bedroom. It was like picture looking. So that's why I got the camping kit, because it was very modern.
No matter whether or not the owner likes the history aspect, everyone loves the just like me aspect. Girls turn their dolls into friends or into miniature versions of themselves, making their dolls do everything they do, or dressing them up in every outfit to match the type of outfit that the owner was wearing.
You mean like match? I had a matching Christmas outfit with Samantha.
I just remember that I got one lookalike doll, and she even had freckles and stuff because I had freckles. And we dressed alike.
Our girls took the dolls on a carriage ride because they were part of our family and they were part of everything we did. And that we weren't the only ones. There were other people on carriage rides and on the subway and in taxis carrying their dolls around, beaming our.
American Girl dolls are often treated very much like humans, and human life isn't free of charge. If their arm or head falls off, then they get sent to the doctor for a 2-week stay, or if their hair comes undone from all the brushing, then they're sent to the salon. Maytel, the company that owned the American Girl dolls, had the consumers all figured out. They put a free brush in the box that held the doll, encouraging the kids to play with the girl's hair and style it. But if you've ever seen an 8-year-old style hair, you know that it probably won't end well. So what better way to correct this than to send the doll off to the salon for $20 plus shipping? And then, once the doll comes back, her hair gets messed up again and the process is repeated. If that's not enough to satisfy the desire for the doll to become human, there's always the possibility of dressing alike. At the American Girl Place, there is a Just Like Me boutique where matching outfits can be purchased for the owner and her doll. Ornstein brings up a very valid point when she says, quote, "The books preach against materialism, but you could blow the college fund on the gear," end quote. Because the demand for the dolls was so high and there was nothing else like them, the prices on everything were able to be pretty significant. In 1998, a dream became reality for many little girls. A 4-story American Girl doll place opened in Chicago. Their dreams were not just met, they were exceeded. One Californian tour guide advised spending at least 4 hours at the store, while others advised even more.
So we spent not hours, but days in that store. One day we went, and the next day we were going to go do some other things, but we decided not to because the girls wanted to go back to the store, and so we did. It was so fun. We loved the store, and I have to say we because it wasn't just the girls, it was me too.
The store had everything. The bottom level of the store was dedicated to the entire collection of each and every American Girl doll. Alongside of that was a theater. Every once in a while, actors put on a performance of one or more of the dolls' stories. The next level sold all of the American Girl dolls in their respective clothing. The next level was partially taken up by the American Girl Cafe, where girls would take their dolls and the rest of their family and have lunch. Special chairs were provided for the honorary members of their families that clip onto the table so that they can enjoy the desserts and lunch conversations as well. The next level hosted all other accessories such as the gymnastics, vacation, ballerina, cheerleading, and holiday outfits. Alongside the accessories was the Just Like Me boutique, the salon, the hospital, and the photo booth where people can pay to have their picture taken with their doll and put onto a special cover of a special issue of an American Girl magazine. Children don't think about how absolutely unnecessary all of this is because they are just so in love with American Girl dolls. Meanwhile, their parents are just impressed at how many things there are to be purchased and forget completely that all of these things cost real spending money and is realistically all completely ridiculous. Holden Caulfield, however, would not be blinded by the impressive array of doll clothing. He would walk in, see all the dolls lined up, see the elevator, notice there's more, and immediately hate the entire company, every staff member, and every single person in the store that was contributing and enjoying the insanity. Holden, unlike the rest of us, recognizes what consumers have done to the product and recognizes what the company has changed into and what they have done to the young consumers of America. The company has taught the kids that it's alright to drop hundreds or maybe even thousands of dollars on items that will be used for up to 5 years and then put in the attic, perhaps never to be played with again. But he would also recognize that the company wants to maintain its original goal of educating young girls about history, and for that reason, they are producing more girls. They haven't been completely brainwashed by the consumers of America. They have had to conform to please the buyers, but they have not lost their fundamental principles.